got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. Anxiety, filling up every space, no privacy. And silently, it could build and build until you finally see, whoa, it's taking over, damn, no closure, moving closer. No exposure, I just wanna be a loner. Some can't stay sober, looking over all their shoulders, like moving boulders just to get out of the home. It sucks, I've had enough.
Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well. Um, Gosh, dog it. I was just thinking of something to say, and then I was looking at Julie's comments. I didn't realize my intro was so short until right now. I have no idea how it got that short, but yeah, no wonder why. I think I have more time than I actually do. Hello, Christy. Get with the program. Okay, let's see. So I saw this guy had a trial. Hey there, me too. How are you? I saw this guy had a trial, and I was like, "Oh my god. Did he really kill somebody over this? Like what in the heck?" So I figured maybe since I didn't hear about it, maybe a lot of other people didn't hear about it. So I'm just gonna go over a couple of videos, very short videos. One of is he confesses in his trial, and then we have just the um prosecution and defense opening and closing, and then um the judge, oh, the 911 call and the judge, and that's it. That's it. That's it. Okay, let's go. The first video is just saying, "Hey, people, Birdo." The first video is saying who he is and what he did, and it's an old video. It was done, in the beginning of the case. So, but it still says who he is, what he did, and stuff like that. So that's what I wanted to play. So it's very short. Here we go.
Reveals new details today in that deadly shooting out of the Scambia County Home Depot. We're still trying to confirm the name of the victim, a female contract employee with that Home Depot store. Investigators say the suspect, 20-year-old Keith Agee, knew the victim, but haven't said more than that. Tanner Stewart here this morning to explain what they've revealed so far about the suspect. Good morning, Tanner.
Good morning, Jared. This report reveals Keith Agee was seen on surveillance walking in the Home Depot and wasting little time before shooting the victim. Now, Agee's an Alabama resident, and in the report told deputies he was prompted to drive to Pensacola after receiving a call from a local medical center. We're unsure exactly what the content of that call was, but the report states surveillance footage shortly after the shooting shows Agee running through the parking lot of the Home Depot and speeding away in a silver four-door sedan. He turned himself in at a nearby Mellow Mushroom shortly after the shooting. Court records show Agee was charged twice in the last 2 years in Mobile with domestic violence, and in both cases, the charges were dropped. Jail records show Agee's being held without bond. He's charged with first-degree premeditated murder and aggravated battery.
Y'all see that picture? Like, I don't know, he looks really high or something in that picture. Um, 2 previous charges of domestic violence. Because domestic violence is still considered a misdemeanor everywhere, they're going to get away. And then this happens. And now we know what the call consisted of. Like I said, this was in the beginning. It consisted of a positive STD test. As to which I have no idea yet. But yeah, this is crazy. Uh, now I'm just going. This is going to pretty much tell us more, of course, but I just wanted them to explain who he was and what he did. It sucks because that girl didn't even have a positive test. Her test was negative. She died for nothing. Oh, here we go.
Yes, my mom. You're where? I'm trying to come up the pin. Okay, where are you at? Pensacola, Alabama? Are you trying to turn yourself in for? What are you trying to turn yourself in for? No, you're fine. Just calm down. We'll get someone.
You can't even understand him. It's really hard to understand him because he's talking so fast and stuff.
Okay, you're fine. Or are you at a business right now? Well, this conference call me all over. Candy Cat Children in front of the You're at the movie theater? That's what it is. Okay, are you in the parking lot of the movie theater? Yes, ma'am. I'm in the parking lot by myself. There's no cars around me. You'll see the damn thing that goes over there. Okay. So give me just a second. I'm going to stay on the line with you when I get there so they don't see who I'm talking to, okay? And are you a white or black male? You said you're black male? What are you wearing? Khaki pants and what blue shirt you said? Gray shirt. Okay. I'm in front of this blue thing, but I'm over to the right side. On the right side? So if they turn it into AMC, you're going to be on the right side? I'm not looking at the yes, it's on the right side. Like I'm facing in front of it, so I'm on the right side. And you don't have any weapons on you? You said you threw your gun? No, my gun's in the street. I threw it way back there when I left. Okay. I got my shirt off now. Can you still hear me? Are you able to put me on speaker? Okay, you still, can you hear me? Sure. Okay, I just need you to calm down and breathe, okay? We're gonna have some units come and talk to you. I just need you to. I know. Can you just breathe with me? Are you able to count and breathe with me? Okay, I just need you to take a deep breath, okay? I just need you to calm down. Okay, I just need you to calm down. Just make sure it isn't on the right side. Okay, I just need you to take some deep breaths, okay? Are you out in the open in the parking lot? Okay. If you see the officers, you just need to show them your hands and stuff so that you don't have any weapons on you, okay? Your hands are in the air now? I don't see anybody. Okay. I just stay on the line with me, okay? Okay, do you see the officer now? Sir?
Yeah, those are my questions. Defense may have some for you.
Oh, I wasn't muted. Sorry. I hope y'all was able to hear that. Hey, Nelson. Same to you. I haven't seen you in a minute. I hope you're doing well. I'm glad to see you here. Y'all hit that like button for me, please. I'm waiting for the next video. This is him testifying at his trial. I think that's what this one is. Oh, wait. No, this is body cam footage. Hold on. No. This is body cam footage of when he got arrested.
He called our dispatch and was wanting to turn himself in.
So what did you see when you got there?
I pulled into the parking lot, and there was a black male, shirtless, walking towards us. He was probably 60, 70 yards away.
Was he by himself?
Yes, sir. He was starting to place some items down on the ground as we were approaching him.
How many other officers would you say responded?
There was another officer that was immediately responding with me. It was Lieutenant Thompson.
Any others?
I'd say probably within a minute or less, there were other officers from Pensacola and Escambia County responding.
Any idea how many?
A bunch.
Girl, really? You know that was an advertisement.
All I can say.
Not much. Did you notice anything about his pants?
Yes, sir.
What was that?
They were appeared to be wet.
Did you locate, or did you all locate any items in his possession?
He had a set of car keys to a Nissan.
And were you equipped with a body camera for this encounter?
Yes, sir.
I'll show you 650. Recognize that?
Yes, sir.
What is that?
That is a recording of my body cam footage with my initials on it.
And is that an accurate copy of or portion of your body camera?
Yes, sir.
Like you do in 650? I'll make publish you.
Yes. Concerning instructions,
Yes, sir.
members of the jury, you're about to view a video recording. A recording instructs you that the recording has been edited to eliminate irrelevant portions that would not add to your understanding of the case. The fact that the recording has been edited should not concern you in any way and must not impact the way you view and listen to and consider this evidence.
Oops. I finally muted myself and then forgot to unmute myself. This is body cam footage of when he got arrested right after that 911 call. And then they went to find him. Hey, Jen.
I'm here with you.
I'm going to call them back to you. Okay. You'll let them know on the radio. Okay.
We're going to call him back.
Everybody be quiet. Everybody turn around, face away from me. Say just like that. Walk backwards to the sound of my voice. Keep walking backwards. Keep walking backwards just like that.
You're coming in. You're coming here, flip the road.
Keep walking backwards. You're doing good. Just like that. Keep your hands out.
Left people.
Put your arms backwards just like that. Alright, go down to your knees. Keep your arms out. Put your arms on your head. Do not resist them, okay? For 10:15 at AMC, do not require any additional units here. No.
Okay, what's your first name? Spells like E-R-T-H? What's your,
Okay. I mean, look at the feet. So that was the body cam footage of him surrounding the police. They had a lot of cars. They like so surrounded him with a big old circle. Oh, that's not what I want to show yet. I want to show this first. It is him testifying. Hey, don't play yet. Don't get too excited. Okay. Wait, what happened? Girl, you know some people have that foot fetish. Hey, Lucky. How are y'all? I know y'all hit. Wait, why did you say is my blood sugar low? Hey, my cats. Y'all still having bad thunderstorms over there? Okay, I'm sorry. So this is him testifying in the trial. And oh, that's what I wanted to tell you before I forget. I don't have a video article about it, but his mom just got charged with helping him with this murder. Mommy dearest, not today. Now you're going to prison with your son. No, it showed. Oh. See, that's how much I was not paying attention to the feetsies. All right, here we go. This is 16 minutes long. And again, it is him testifying. No worries, Birdo. I am not touching the speed. And here we go.
Raise your right hand. You swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God. Let's have a seat.
All right, like I pointed out several times today, but I want you to state your full name for the jury and spell your last name for the record.
Keith Eric Agee, Agee.
How old are you, Mr. Agee?
I'm 20 years old.
Where are you from originally?
Calvert, Alabama.
You were living there at the time of this crime?
Yes, sir.
Were you employed?
Yes, sir.
Where did you work?
I worked as a steel operator for AM&S Calvert.
How long have you been working there?
I just started recently 2 months prior to this.
Do you know the deceased Brooklyn Sims?
Yes, sir.
How long have you known her?
Approximately close to 3 years
How did you two meet?
through mutual friends.
What was the nature of your relationship?
We were boyfriend and girlfriend.
Consistently the entire time you've known her?
On and off multiple times during the 3 years.
Do you have any children together?
Yes, sir.
How many?
One.
How old?
She just turned 2 in October.
What's her name?
Casey.
You two live together?
We have multiple times in the past.
Were you living together at the time she died?
No, sir.
Were you two together at the time she died?
Not officially, but we were going back and forth romantically.
When was the last time, when you say romantically, that includes sexually?
Yes, sir.
When was the last time you two were together sexually, romantically?
The prior weekend from August the 11th.
The weekend before she died?
Yes, sir.
What did you two, how did you spend that weekend?
We mostly stayed watching movies, joking and laughing, and playing with my now 2-year-old.
You two were co-parenting together, is that fair?
Yes, sir.
Another baby with no parents. This is sad, bro. And they're so young.
Well, they're good quit beating around the bush now. You killed Brooklyn Sims.
Yes, sir.
You're the one on video at Home Depot.
Yes, sir.
Let's walk through that day. How did the day begin?
It started off as any other average morning. I got up for work early, got dressed, and started my day and proceeded to work. And
Did you have to work that day?
yes, sir.
When states introduced text messages between you and your mother, is that correct? That was between you and your mother?
Yes, sir.
Did at some point that day you discover you had been diagnosed with gonorrhea?
Yes, sir.
Wait a second. Hold on a second. Isn't that treatable? I don't know. I never had any, so I don't know. Isn't that treatable or whatever? I thought I thought all of them were treatable, but like herpes, HIV, and AIDS. I'm not sure. Someone please let me know. Thank you.
How did you find that out?
I received a call from Greater Mobile Urgent Care.
When had you taken an STD test?
Before Tuesday to that date.
Tuesday prior to the shooting?
Yes, sir.
Why did you have that test done?
I started experiencing abnormalities that I've never had while peeing and resting and sitting down.
Have you ever had a sexually transmitted disease?
Never in my life.
Other than the weekend, was that immediately after the weekend you spent in Brooklyn?
Yes, sir. The following Tuesday, I got a test.
Have you been sexually active with anyone else?
Also, would a medical center text you saying you have gonorrhea, or would they give you a phone call? I think text is a pretty, yeah, I don't think they text him and said, you have gonorrhea. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I don't. And now I'm looking it up right now because no one's letting me know if it's treatable or not. I can't. I think it is. And if it is, okay, never mind. Let me look it up.
Not for almost 2 months with anybody else.
After receiving this information, what did you do next?
Proceeded to leave work and head straight to my house.
What did you go to your house for?
I went to retrieve my firearm.
How long were you there?
Before he tells his story, it is treatable with antibiotics. So what? Oh, you'll hear right now. He got mad. And so he did what he's about to say because he got mad about this text.
Not approximately a minute and 30 seconds. So maybe a minute, 15, a minute. The car was, I left my car running. I ran in the door, jogged back out.
Did you let anyone else know about your diagnosis?
My mother,
Why did you
Oh, oops. Sorry.
tell her?
because I knew that she and Brooklyn worked close in hand. I knew they worked the same job and they talked back and forth a lot.
Did you know where Brooklyn was at that time?
Not till my mother informed me.
Do you recall driving the drive from your home to Pensacola?
I don't recall the whole trip. I don't recall spots of driving.
Let me back up a bit. After you were informed you had an STD, how did you feel?
Enraged, betrayed, hurt.
And the text messages are in evidence. You intend to get revenge on them.
Yes, I intended to.
When you arrived at the Home Depot, was it your intention to shoot Brooklyn?
Not fully. And what I mean by that is I was enraged until I arrived on aisle 52. When I got to aisle 52, seeing Brooklyn brought sort of a sense to me, brought me back down to earth, you know, being hot the whole way there, driving mad, seeing her kind of brought me back down to earth. So I remember pointing out my finger. I never got close enough even to touch her. I said, "Hey, you gave me something." And she said, "Not this again," and turned around and proceeded to walk off from me.
How did that make you feel?
I've never been so mad in my life.
What happened next?
I pulled my firearm from my waistband and I proceeded to shoot Brooklyn.
1 second, John.
Yes.
Mr. Agee, do you have any remorse? Objection. How did you feel when she turned her back on you?
Hurt, betrayed, mad.
Tell Brooklyn if she was here today. Objection. Sustained. No further questions. Yes. You heard testimony earlier today that Calvert is 2 hours away. Is that right?
For the average trip, it didn't take me 2 hours.
How long did it take you?
Anyway,
Hey, Joe. What is wrong with you, video? Oh, hey, YouTube. Get with the program. $9:47. I never been so mad in my life. So I'm gonna go and kill someone over a STD test that is treatable and I got rid of with antibiotics. But I was so mad. I'm gonna go kill someone that I've been in and out of relationship with for 3 years. Kill someone whose test was negative, who never tested positive for any STD. That's who got killed. 9:47. All right, there we go.
How long did it take you?
anywhere close to around an hour and 30.
So an hour and a half.
Yes, sir.
Did you stop anywhere along the way?
I think I stopped to get gas along the way.
Did you not stop in Loxley?
I think that's one of the stores I stopped by. I can't recall.
How many stops did you make?
Only one.
So why do you say one of the stores you stopped at?
Because I can't approximately remember what store I stopped at along any of the exits. I'm not too familiar with any of the area going further around Loxley.
Then he drove 2 hours to do it. Hour and a half.
How many exits are between Calvert and Home Depot?
I'd say about 20 maybe.
28. Now, you got the phone call that morning from your doctor saying that you tested positive for the gonorrhea, right?
Yes, sir.
And you said you were at work when that happened and you went straight home and that you heard that was your grandmother's house, right?
Yes, sir.
How far was that from your work?
It doesn't take me 2.5 minutes to leave my job and get to my house.
You said you weren't in the house, but a minute and a half, you said?
Yes, minute and a half. Yes, sir.
How do you know it was a minute and a half?
I remember leaving my car running, and from a park close to the house, and it's not 15 feet from the front porch to my room and back. And I jogged in, jogged out.
All right, you went straight to your room, you got your pistol.
Yes, sir.
That's the same pistol we saw earlier today.
Yes, sir.
Was your grandmother home?
Yes, sir.
Did you talk to her?
No, sir.
And you knew Brooklyn would be with your mother, but you didn't know where they'd be working, right?
Yes, sir.
And you got the address from your mother.
Yes, sir.
So when you got the phone call from your doctor, you automatically assumed Brooklyn gave it to you, right?
Yes, sir.
So your testimony is that you drove an hour and a half after getting your pistol. You got the address from your mother. You went straight to the Home Depot, right?
Yes, sir.
Didn't stop anywhere in Pensacola.
No, sir. I didn't stop in Pensacola. No, sir.
So you went straight to the Home Depot. You parked your car actually next to your mother's car, right?
Yes, sir.
You left your car and you went up to approach Home Depot. You saw the video earlier, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you had your phone out?
Yes, sir.
What were you looking at?
Nothing. My phone was just in my hand from being in the car. I had GPS on because I didn't know my way through Pensacola or how to get to Home Depot.
You were in the parking lot and in that store. Did you not look down at your phone?
I can't recall.
Was your mother telling you where she was?
No, sir. Not in the store.
Did
No.
she drop a point to you?
She told me on the way to Home Depot that they would be in Home Depot.
Did she tell you what aisle?
No, sir.
Did she drop a point to you?
No, sir.
You entered the Home Depot in the main entrance and you walked directly to aisle 52, right?
No, sir. I walked along the aisles looking. I didn't know which aisle exactly that she would be located on.
You didn't stop and talk to anybody?
No, sir.
You went straight to her?
Yes, sir.
You walked down, once you saw her, you walked down the aisle and you said, you gave me something.
Yes, sir.
She says, in your words, not this again, and turned away from you.
Yes, sir.
You said on the ride over here, this hour and a half, you were enraged, betrayed, felt hurt, right?
Yes, sir.
And you said you saw Brooklyn and it all melted away.
Yes, for that brief moment. Yes, sir.
How long was this brief moment?
Until she turned away from me and said, not again.
And then you said again, you felt hurt, enraged, betrayed. The same thing you just said.
Yes, sir.
Never been so mad in your life.
Yes, sir.
Because she turned away from you.
Yes, sir.
And you were going to teach her something.
Yes, sir.
And that's when you pulled out your pistol and you shot her. And you had no idea how many times you shot?
No, sir. I can't recall approximately.
Did your gun jam? We saw it jam.
No, sir. Not that I recall.
That's all that just said.
Very good.
Would you have shot Brooklyn if she hadn't turned around, turned her back to you?
No, sir.
Step back then. What?
There. You know what I mean? All right. That was the 911 call. This is thanks for being here, y'all. Hit that thumbs up for me, please. Thank you.
Shoot and kill.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is the opening statements. Probably prosecution. Yeah, prosecutor.
Brooklyn Sims. He found her, he shot her, and he killed her. His mission accomplished.
I don't want to watch
Result.
that.
On a
I want to watch the dang thing.
Will show
All right, hold on. Here we go.
of the Home Depot find and what the
Damn.
20
Sorry, y'all. Oops, I cursed.
Starting with the opening statements from the state and the defense.
On August 11, 2023, this defendant Keith Agee, was on his own mission. And what the evidence will show and the state will prove is that his mission was to find, shoot, and kill Brooklyn Sims. You are going to hear that this defendant left his job in Alabama. He drove an hour and a half to 2 hours from Alabama to Pensacola to the Home Depot. He parked his car in the parking lot. He walked to the front entrance of the Home Depot, and he literally walked directly to the aisle where Brooklyn Sims was working at that time. He then fired at least 7 shots
Oh
from a
my
9mm
God.
handgun.
Holy guacamole. I didn't know it was 7. Wow.
Directly at Brooklyn Sims. At that point, he found her, he shot her, and he killed her. His mission accomplished. He then ran out of the store away. As he drove away, he threw out the gun. He drove to a nearby parking lot over by the Lowe's, where he parked the car that he'd been driving. He left it there. And then he ultimately made his way to the movie theater.
You know, there's always a Lowe's around a Home Depot, right?
On Bayou Boulevard. He called 911 to turn himself in, and then he was ultimately taken into custody. Those are the basic facts of this case. And the evidence that you're going to hear that will support the facts of this case will include cell phone tower records that will show this defendant's movement from Alabama to Florida. You will see video surveillance from the Home Depot. There was not a camera on the aisle where Brooklyn was shot and killed.
Oh, no.
But you will see this defendant walk into the store, and then you will see him run out of the store. You will see 7 spent 9mm shell casings that were found at the Home Depot. You will see pictures of where the firearm was found on the side of the road. You will hear testimony that this defendant's DNA is on that firearm. You will hear testimony that the spent shell casings from the Home Depot were fired from this same firearm. You will see pictures of where the car was parked and located that the defendant drove that day. And once it was searched and photos were taken, you're going to see a work jacket that was inside the car. It's blue and it has some yellow and white reflector strips on it. And when you see the video from the Home Depot that day, you can't miss this jacket. It also has his name on it and where he was working. Ladies and gentlemen, this is just a very general overview of what the state believes the evidence will show during the course of this trial. And once you've heard all of the evidence and you apply the law, you will be convinced beyond a reasonable doubt that this defendant, Keith Agee, committed the first-degree murder of Brooklyn Sims and is guilty as charged. Thank you.
So if you say you did it, then you still have to go through a trial to be found guilty when you said you were guilty? I don't know. This is the defense's closing argument, and it's a little long. Oh, it's stuff I don't know about? Okay, never mind. Thanks for hitting the like button, you guys. I really appreciate it. Don't we all love ads?
I appreciate y'all sitting through everything yesterday. Like Mr. Myers said, we went through 20 witnesses. My timetable that I kind of gave you during my opening statement was a little bit off. But we were able to go through all those witnesses because, as you could tell, I didn't have a lot of questions for many of them. The questions I asked on cross-examination were really just to clear things up for you, or some things they missed, or, just to make sure everything was on point. The facts aren't really in dispute here. Just the same way, I don't dispute a lot of what Mr. Myers just said. The question in this case, as he indicated,
I don't know. Oh, there it is. Guys, this easy case for this lawyer, right?
and the question you're going to be asked to decide ultimately comes down to whether this was a cold, calculated, premeditated murder in the first degree, or whether this was a hot, fiery, heat of passion murder, which is second degree murder.
Okay, that's why.
Now, before we talk about the murder, let's work backwards and start at what's now count 2, aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. I'm just going to touch on this briefly. You know, we talked yesterday in my opening statements and in jury selection about the presumption of innocence, the burden of proof, how the state has to produce evidence to prove the charge that they've brought, and how that evidence has to convince you beyond and to the exclusion of every reasonable doubt that the defendant is the one that committed the crime. In the jury instructions you're about to be read and physically given to go back in the verdict room or the deliberation room, they'll define one of the things in the reasonable doubt definition will be that you have an abiding conviction of guilt, one that does not waver or vacillate. So it cannot flip and it cannot flop. And again, I'm talking about count 2, which is aggravated battery with a deadly weapon here, with the victim, Tiana Thomas. The state's allegation is that she apparently was nicked by a ricochet there in aisle 52 at the Home Depot that day from one of the bullets fired by Mr. Agee's gun. I ask you to recall her testimony, and I noticed yesterday you were all taking notes, most of you.
Most of
and
you.
paying close attention, and again, I appreciate that. But remember her testimony that she fell twice. Once after hearing the gunshots there in aisle 52, and once making her way, I believe, to the back of the store on the way out. Use your own recollection and your own notes. If you look at State's Exhibit number 48, it's a picture of her and the injury she sustained that day. It's a small little nick in her lower back. There's been no evidence presented by the state to tie that conclusively to ricochet, a bullet fragment, or anything like that. We cannot say beyond and to the exclusion of every reasonable doubt that that's what caused it.
Wow.
She had 2 falls that day. Now, she's convinced in her mind after the fact, and this happened in August, we're here in December, so it wasn't that long ago, but she's convinced now after the fact, and she was a victim of the shooting. But I ask you to apply the law and ask yourselves, has that been proven to you to overcome his presumption of innocence? On count 2, I am asking you to return a verdict of not guilty. And now let's get into count 1. The evidence has been presented to you, and it's mountainous. And as I said, it's not really in dispute. We all know what happened that day. And I think it's been proven pretty clear. And again, your only question is whether this was cold, calculated, premeditated first-degree murder, or is this a fiery, hot crime of passion? Mr. Agee took the stand, and I hope you appreciate what he did by doing so. He knew what our defense would be going into this. This wasn't a surprise to him. He wanted to look you all in the eyes, as he did, and confess. He killed the woman he loved, the mother of his child. We heard him testify how he's 20 years old. And we heard evidence that Brooklyn was 18 when she died in August.
18.
These are 2 kids, basically. Figured out they lived north of Mobile. He worked at a steel mill. He and Brooklyn had known each other for 2 or 3 years. They have a small child together. Now, just the weekend before, they had spent the weekend together, co-parenting, watching movies, playing with their daughter as a happy family.
Coming up, the remainder of the defense's closing argument.
Remainder. Oh, yeah, y'all got to go to commercial and stuff, huh? We don't do commercials here. Sorry, not sorry.
Do it. It's motherly love right there, huh? So when he gets to Home Depot, you see from the surveillance video, he walks inside. And he's not there long. As you can see, the shooting's pretty quick. And from his testimony and the testimony of the other witnesses, the interaction between them was fairly quick. Everything the evidence shows, I think it's all been consistent that she shrugs him off.
Oh, sorry.
He testified. She said, "Not this again." I think none of the other witnesses really heard her response. And he runs out, ditches the gun, throws it out the window of the car, presumably. Parks his car, runs through Carpenter's Creek, and calls 911 and turns himself in. Surrenders peaceably to law enforcement and is otherwise cooperative. I think it's important to note that consistent with his story, as well as the other witnesses, Brooklyn was shot in the back. It's consistent with her turning his back on him. After his fires had been stoked by his mother, calling him a bitch if he didn't do something about this woman, she shrugged him off. He pulls the gun from his waistband and fires multiple shots into her, sadly taking her life. The heat of passion instruction that you're going to have in writing when you go back to make your decision is as follows. There must have been a sudden event that would have suspended the exercise of judgment in an ordinary, reasonable person. B, a reasonable person would have lost normal self-control and would have been driven by a blind and unreasoning fury. There was not a reasonable amount of time for a reasonable person to cool off. A reasonable person would not have cooled off before committing the act that caused death. And finally, Keith Agee was, in fact, so provoked and did not cool off before he committed the act that caused the death of Brooklyn Sims. If you have a reasonable doubt about whether the defendant acted with a premeditated design to kill because he acted in the heat of passion based on adequate provocation, you should not find him guilty of first-degree premeditated murder. That's the instruction you're going to have. Another instruction you're going to have is that your verdict as a jury as a whole has to be unanimous. But your independent reasons can differ. Meaning, some of you may think he was in the heat of passion from the time he got the call and left north of Mobile. Some of you may believe, it was premeditated up until she turned her back to him. Your verdict has to be unanimous. Your independent reasons can be your own. You don't have to agree on that. Ill will, hatred, spite, evil intent. Heat of passion. That's second-degree murder. Now, you all were picked Monday to sit on this jury the week before Christmas because you said you could be fair and impartial. That's what I'm hoping from you. I'm going to sit down here at the table with Keith, and the state's going to get another chance to come up here and give a rebuttal to everything I've just said.
All you said was
That's
he's
the rule.
guilty, first or second.
Keep in mind, we haven't contested any of the facts. We've contested what they've charged
The mom just
versus
recently
what
got charged.
what crime was actually committed. This was not a cold, calculated, premeditated first-degree murder. This was a hot, fiery, heat of passion, second-degree murder. And you can see there's a camera there. We've got a gallery full of people. This has been in the news. And you all have become a part of this case as much as Brooklyn Sims or Keith Agee or any of the attorneys or the judge involved. And now you're left with the ultimate decision. And all of us only get one shot to get it right. I'm asking you to return a verdict of guilty of second-degree murder and not guilty of count 2, aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. Because this was a crime of passion. Thank you.
I don't know. I thought that they would carry the same sentence, life. All right, here we go. Another one. It's not feet, people. It's not feet.
Mr. Wise said the only question for you is, was this a cold, calculated, or premeditated murder? And you heard the evidence, and that's exactly what it is. He said, was this something hot and fiery? Ladies and gentlemen, the only thing hot and fiery in this case was this defendant's premeditation as he fired those hot and fiery bullets into her body. Mr. Wise was talking about this small nick in the back of Miss Thomas's back. Well, thank goodness that's the only injury she had. Because you heard the testimony, you've seen the evidence. Bullets are flying, fragments are flying, people are flying to get away from there. She told you she felt something and she went down. She was on that aisle. She was right there, dodging a bullet and only getting a graze. Thank goodness. You heard testimony from Dr. Oleski. She looked at the pictures. That injury is consistent with shrapnel. Let's get something real clear. This defendant had an STD. And this defendant assumed that he got it from Brooklyn Sims. But ladies and gentlemen, this is not about an STD. Does that make it okay? Absolutely not. This is not about an STD. This is about his pride. The STD is curable.
Yep.
Brooklyn Sims' murder is not.
Exactly.
29 holes he riddled into her body. Didn't cure his STD, but it cured his pride. The mom's involvement. Mr. Wise said she stoked this defendant's flames. And let me tell you something, those text messages are nothing less than despicable. You have them in evidence. They're despicable between both of them. But Sheila Agee is not on trial today. Keith Agee is. Mr. Wise said that, Mr. Agee was cooperative. Made a point of it during cross-examination of some of the state's witnesses. Well, that's great, ladies and gentlemen. His face is all over video cameras. He shot and killed another human being in broad daylight in a Home Depot.
For nothing.
Where there's customers and people and families and kids.
Yeah.
Witnesses everywhere. All
Could have been
around him.
another victim also.
He doesn't get a pat on his back because he cooperated. He murdered the 18-year-old mother of his child. He doesn't get a pat on the back. Because based on the law and the evidence, he gets a guilty verdict. Brooklyn Sims shrugged this defendant off. So what? So this is her fault? Because she turned her back? She's there minding her own business, doing her job. And because she turned away from him, it's her fault? Heat of passion. Just want to emphasize a couple of things that Mr. Wise brought to your attention. The instruction that this honorable judge is going to read you is going to say there must have been a sudden event. She turned her back. Is that a sudden event? That would have suspended the exercise of judgment in an ordinary, reasonable person. An ordinary, reasonable person, not an unreasonable person. And it has to be all of these things. And a reasonable person would have lost self-control. And a reasonable person did not have a reasonable amount of time.
And I have one more, and this is the judge telling him. I don't know what's up with the feet, you guys.
Found Keith Agee guilty of first-degree premeditated murder in the death of Brooklyn Sims. Let's go in now for the sentencing by the judge.
Mr. Agee, as I sat through the testimony, and even especially your testimony, frankly, it's rare to have such a track record of what your thoughts were, what someone's thoughts were, what they intended to do, the acts they took to do it, and the culmination of it. It's rare that a premeditated murder is literally laid out right in front of the jury. This was the textbook definition of a premeditated murder, because you got mad and blamed her for something that, in disgusting irony, wasn't even her fault. And had you taken any time to think about it, you would have found that out. But instead, you did what you did. Came over here with one purpose, and you fulfilled that purpose, traumatizing everybody in that store who had to see it, hear it, run from it. People got hurt. The jury found that you weren't responsible for unintentional battery on two of those people, whether they were hurt from fragments or from getting run out of the store.
They had
None of
injured
that
people
happens
too.
if it's not for you. And that's the minimum part of it. Trauma that these people are going to live with, having had dealt with that, having to deal with that for the rest of their lives, with noises, with crowds. But the evidence pretty conclusively pointed out you unloaded that gun until it jammed. And you would have fired at least, I believe there were, by the testimony was there were 3 more casings or 3 more bullets in the gun, plus another one by the side of the road. 7 shots. And he would have kept going, 2 in the back of the head. And just cold blood. In broad daylight in the middle of a store with coworkers, with customers. The terror that you inflicted on everybody that was around is unthinkable. And unfortunately, that by your decision, then you had so much time to think about it. You chose not just to end her life, but to throw yours away. To throw away the life that your daughter would have known. Because she's not going to get to know you very well from prison. I hope that she's able to have some relationship with you if that's what her caretakers want. But you forfeited your role in her life. And the tidal wave effects of what you did will reverberate with all these people for the rest of their lives. And with you as well. The jury having found you guilty of first-degree murder, adjudicate you guilty of that, send you to life in prison, credit for 132 days. 518 in court costs, 150 public defender application and fee. Is there anything else the state believes you may have overlooked? Defense. The financial obligations would be reduced to judgment lien. You have 30 days to appeal. If you cannot approve an attorney, the law will not grant.
All right. Guilty of first-degree murder, which is a premeditated murder, and life in prison is the sentence. Still.
Mm-hmm. Dang it, yo. I didn't know I was gonna make it, and I didn't think I was gonna make it an hour, but we did. Okay, sorry. Y'all, this is disgusting. This girl died for nothing. An 18-year-old and a 20-year-old and a 2-year-old child who will never know his mother or his father. Or it's a girl, I'm sorry. Her mother or father. And because his mother is charged with some crimes now, I hope that her family gets to have the baby. Hey, never saw you went back to your old name. Danny always coming in late, but at least he came in at all right. So I'm thinking about doing just streaming a little trial that's already been played. I don't know what I don't want a long one because we have Sarah Boone January 16th. So definitely like not longer, than a week and a half. I'm using both just been Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Um yeah, so we have Sarah Boone hopefully still January 16th. Definitely doing that trial. No question about it. So, do y'all have a trial that y'all are interested in that's like not 20 days long? Oh, I doubt it. If her family gets the baby, which they should hopefully, I'm not sure, the type of people her family is, so I don't know. But hopefully, if her family does get her, then no doubt he'll never see that baby. Yeah, someone that actually loves her and cares for her. Okay. Tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow, if I get all of my ducks in a row, I have so much stuff to go through. Hi Ryan, how are you? It's good to see you. Yeah, tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll have everything done to be able to go live tomorrow with it. If not, it'll be Thursday. But I'm trying my bestest to get it my bestest to get it done um before so I can go live with it tomorrow because it is mind blowing. It is crazy. Oh my god. When I talked to this person, I was like, "Oh, snap. This is a big old mess this person's in." Like, yeah. So, we'll see. We'll see all about. Well, I have 7 days, no doctors, then the everyday stuff starts again. Oh, well, enjoy your 7 days with no doctor's appointments before you have to start with every day again. My mom's boyfriend, let me just say real quick. My mom's boyfriend, he does have throat cancer. If anyone doesn't know, and they are putting a feeding tube in today, or they did. Should I say it's 7 o'clock here? Um, he lost like 14 pounds over the weekend. And he can't eat. So my mom, like, she had made chicken and sausage gumbo the other day. So she would like grind it up in the blender for him to drink. But apparently that's not enough. So yeah, 14 pounds over the weekend is definitely not good. So they put a feeding tube in today. I haven't heard anything else or seen him, so I'm not sure how that's, gonna work or whatever. But he goes to chemo once a week and he goes to radiation every day. And it's starting to take a toll on him. So if you guys pray, I really would appreciate um if you would pray for him. His name is Gary. And if you don't pray, just send positive vibes out to us. Thank you. And oh, I was joking with my mom the other day and I was like, is his hair falling out? And he's bald. Okay. So it was a little joke. But she did say that he's not losing like too very much of his beard. He does have a beard. And it doesn't look like it's falling out or anything. So hopefully it's not. But anyways, yes, guys. So I just wanted to show everyone about this guy who killed this woman over a treatable STD that she did not even give him. Bottom line, sickening. My daughter asked who's got the plunger. Oh, it's my phone. I'm sorry. It's my mods messaging me on Messenger. That's what you hear. That's the plunger. Thank you so, so much. And also my cousin is out of detox and in a inpatient rehab house thing. And he's doing so good right now. So if you could please say a prayer for him too. He is hopefully getting sober off of fentanyl, you guys. This is really special to our family. He has been addicted to heroin and fentanyl and meth for so many years. He's homeless, like got so many things, just a normal addict, really bad addict. So the judge made him go to detox, said if you got till noon to get into detox. So my aunt and uncle brought him to detox before noon and Joe and he went in and his girlfriend went in involuntary, didn't stay. She's out on the streets. God, please, 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 please don't let them get back together. So he's done with detox. So that's really, really good, right? He's not going to get sick anymore from not having it and, you know, everything like that. So hopefully the rehab in this kind of like a halfway house maybe, but it's like inpatient rehab. I don't know about he can't leave or anything. I'm not really sure how that works. But yeah. Like, it would just mean so much if he could get sober and stay sober. They're doing it on purpose now. I just want you to know, Mar. Okay, they're doing it on purpose now. I am an atheist, so I don't be praying for nobody. No, no, no. It's okay. That's why I said if you pray, then please do. No, I know not everyone does. Another creator that I used to mod for is also an atheist. So I totally understand. All right, guys. I will see you hopefully tomorrow. If I'm not finished for tomorrow, I will come live with something tomorrow. I have to because Pink Berto will not let me not go live. Yes. I wasn't going live tonight. And she was like, okay, whatever. I'm like, okay, I'm going live. What do you want to talk about? I haven't eaten yet. So, oh. I just want to let you know that that is not Joe at this moment. That is Jen. It's me, Jen. She's not in the live right now. She fell asleep on us, but she just woke up. And that's her with all the plunging noise. I guess I need to change my ringtone for my notifications. Thanks, Pink Berto. I like having all of you here. It really, really does help me. Yeah. Yeah, we all have our own, opinions on how, on that and how we want to live our lives. So you don't hear it. Okay. Joe and Jen is having a conversation. I don't want to think y'all. I'm plunging the toilet. I'm not in the bathroom. Okay. All right, people. You guys have a wonderful night. I will see you tomorrow for sure. And yeah, I don't condemn. Yeah, me either. I try not to judge people at all because I don't want anyone to judge me. And yeah, that's just how it is. See, she knows. She's doing it on purpose. That's why she's laughing. Y'all have a good night.